Other guys, I know we've had some discussion because you may or may not have familiarity with the dealer. It's very important for them then to make sure that you understand all the things that make up their business, the parts, the service, the training that they do, and that type of thing.
Steve's never brought 3 trucks to my place.
You have to take that up after we get done.
But it's still it's a relationship, wasn't it, Dale? It's a relationship. I mean, Mark, you was talking about your relationship with the dealer. It started last year at Ag Connect, or probably further than that, but...
Yeah, we've been with Steve probably 15 years, and he took us down to Ag Connect last year. And just building that relationship, knowing where we're at and knowing what he wants and what he expects from us is just as important as knowing what we expect. And we build a good relationship with everyone in the organization, anywhere from the service to the parts to the sales with him. And that's a big advantage when you can call somebody up and you trust them and you know what you're going to get the right answer.
You mentioned parts. And I think all of you have got some pretty strong opinions on your expectations of parts. Anybody care to comment on that?
I'd say right off the bat, I expect AGCO to have every part available for the tractors I have on my farm.
You heard that, Jason?
And to have a new tractor breakdown, and then, which happened to me twice with my new cases, and come back and say it's back ordered and sorry we can't help you right now, and boy, that just shoots up the red flag to me. To me, it's just totally unforgivable for a company not to have a full line. I don't care if it's in Duluth or Illinois or Dallas, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you get there overnight, that's what I expect.
Okay.
Shane, what do you guys, you were talking about when we were out with you and your dad about how Miramis keep you running.
Yeah, I mean, when we run on weekends, the last thing a dealership or anybody wants to be called and have service or to get parts. And it's even in the weeknights, late in the evenings. We've called Bob Mirma, 9 o'clock at night, we've got a problem, and you feel selfish when you're doing something like that, but you want to keep going because time is money. And I can't say enough about Mirma Brothers. I mean, they'll bend over backwards for you. Late at night, Sunday morning, Saturday evening, they're there. They're getting us the parts, they're getting us the service, and if it's something they don't have or they can't help us with, they're on the phone making phone calls, getting somebody out there that can help or getting that part for you, just to keep you moving.
That's good. I'd like to just change the direction here just a little bit and go into some of the other aspects. One is the leasing side of it. In our discussions, we were talking about the high residual leases and what that meant. I think, Mark, you said that was kind of your trial into...
Yeah, we were talking about demo earlier,
right.
And the leasing program, the high residual leasing program, worked very well for us just because of the fact that we could try the tractor, put it in all our conditions, and use it for the 3-year period of time and make a better decision on the purchase of a unit, maybe in that time period of that 3-year period. So it gives us a big opportunity to see that tractor and see how it performs, and look at it's a bigger learning curve for the new tractors. We found that out. Some of the guys that are not, maybe a little older operator, it takes them a little bit longer in that seat to learn how to run that tractor.
Now, Dale, you had a little bit of a different take on what you thought about the high residual lease.
Well, when I found out about AGCO guaranteeing a 72% residual on a 3-year lease, John Deere at 69, Case at 62, that just spoke to me that the company is backing up what they're selling. And that gave me another wave of confidence to make a brand change, because I feel like AGCO feels strong enough in what they have, and they feel like they've got the best tractor on the market, and they're backing it up with a guaranteed high residual. I didn't use the lease, but it just gave me more confidence to make the brand change and buy the tractors.
Okay. Guys, one thing that I know we've already talked about in here today, but that you 3 gentlemen have mentioned also with us is around technology. And all of you have opinions on technology, so I'll let Shane, if you want to start. I think it would be very useful for the group here to understand what your expectations are and how critical that is to each of your operations.
Well, we run RTK on our tractors. We had them on our case tractors, and this is our 3rd year with it. And with the high price of seed and chemicals and fertilizer today, you can't afford not to have it. And when we went into the AGCO tractors, that was one of the biggest questions we had. Will this work with the Massey Ferguson tractor? And it does. And it's very important today with the cost of everything that we do have that.
Any other comments?
Absolutely. I mean, what I've always said is everybody has always talked about the future of the RTK. We've been running RTK since 2005, and the future is now. I mean, we're already there. We need the technical support out of the machinery dealers that can help us with these. They're expensive, and they need to operate because we have to keep them running. And if they're not running, it's money out of our pockets, just like Shane was talking about. Those inputs they're expensive. And being able to keep that tractor running on RTK, being able for the guidance to be adapted to the tractors or the combines is very important to us.
I'm the same way. I've been RTK since 2005. We have hauled our row markers to the junk iron, and we absolutely have to have RTK to farm. And of course, in our situation, we kept our Trimble systems, but they did fit right onto our Challenger tractors, which we're very happy that they did, because we had every farm on computer, every row was on computer, and we have a lot of contours, and I was the guy in 2005 that showed Trimble they didn't have contours yet after they advertised they were out and working. And they hit our deal, and we had 142 different farms, and all their software shorted out. And then unfortunately, Case came and did the same thing, claiming they were Case Trimble, and so we bought 4 of their Pro 600s, and they totally crashed and burned and didn't perform at all, didn't work. We had everybody from the top corporate technician in regional, and they did not work. And so it was another reason why we were a little bit miffed at Case and on the technology side. So, but I'm happy that these tractors have adapted very well. They're just plugged right in, and I've got to have RTK. If you can't RTK and do the technology part, you just stay away from me.
And the support,
I can't play with
that.
you.
The support for that is
yes, very important, very important.
Okay, Shane, you're a proud new owner of an S7 combine, Gleaner S7, and in our conversations, you were talking about how you were running your current R66, an 8-row head, and you outperformed some of your neighbor friends.
Yes. We had the opportunity to help some neighbors. The gentleman had passed away, and we had probably 12 combines in the field in one day, harvested over 220 bushel, or 220,000 bushel of corn that day. And the Gleaner came in, and they put me over in all the dry corners, and they put me in different areas. They didn't want me with the big 12-row deers and 12-row cases. And when we got all done that day, I had harvested almost 1,000 bushel more than they did, and more acres, and they were in half-mile rows. They were doing a lot of sitting, a lot of different things where we were sized, our combine was sized with the auger cart, and we kept running, and we just basically blew them out of the water that day. So we're very satisfied that
That's
day.
good. We got
Didn't break down either.
That's good.
Well, guys, I wish we had all afternoon, and I'm sure that the dealer group that's here wishes that they could directly ask you some questions, and maybe we'll be able to do that. But as we begin to wrap this up, could you guys just outline for the dealer group, maybe the top 1 or 2 things that you would say to a dealer body that's just absolutely critical to you if you're a competitive owner and they want to earn the confidence enough to get your business? Whoever would like to start.
I would say I've got 3 of them, and it's a demonstration. If you could, do that first demo and bring it back in about a week, 4 days to a week. Service, parts, and the GPS support.
Okay.
I think building relationships. I mean, I think that is one of the key components to doing business with someone, is building that relationship, having trust in that person, and being able to get through the tough times and getting through the different aspects of agriculture. It's tough. everybody makes machinery and everybody